Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 10, Cleaning Up the Mess. And before I get into it, I just want to say congratulations to me on getting 300 subscribers. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel and like the video. And we definitely gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So, the Green Eye Bandits are doing a live podcast for Reasonably Shady and Reasonably Why. Who wants to see this? Like, I can't even believe y'all are listening to the podcast, honestly. Like, if you just want some sleepy time music, y'all, that's all you gotta listen to. But these born heifers said they got millions of streams. They got nominated for NAACP award. I think NAACP award is fitting for them. And then Giselle said the twins' birthday party is this week, and they high key like don't even want her there. Like they don't want her embarrassing them at all. She's like, it's because they hate me. It's because they teenage girls and they don't want their mom embarrassing them. So there's that. But Robin says she got to go over her prenup for this marriage that will never happen and this non existent wedding planning. And she says she brought her laptop and her paperwork to Miami, but she didn't get a chance to go over it. Why would you think that she would have a chance to go over it? Number one. Number two, why are you playing in our faces? This ain't gonna happen. So why what prenup? Why? Why are you even doing this? Like for a storyline? Why? It's tired. We don't care anymore. So Giselle mentions Wendy and them, kissing and making up at the club in Miami. And Robin, of course, tried to downplay it because, Robin can't stand up to Batman. Like, she got to downplay any other friendship outside of her and Giselle. So, I wish Wendy didn't even do it. I wish she didn't. But Robin says she also wants to meet up with Candace. And who knew they were really like close friends like they claim. I was today years old when I learned that they was actually friends. Speaking of Candace, we see she graduated with her MBA in business, so she's dual degreed. Congratulations, Candace. Educated black woman. Shout out to you. And, she's happy about that. She's going to have a celebration at her house. So she also admits that she was wrong for what she said about Karen. And they was like, well, when did you remember? The producer said in her confessional, like, when did you remember what you said? And she was like, oh, a producer reminded me. Girl, you a produced lie, allegedly. Ain't no way you forgot. You just didn't want to admit it at that time in front of everybody because Robin put you on blast. Or Ashley put you on blast. You ain't want to admit it. It was a lot going on. You ain't want to own up to it. And that's fine. Just say that. Because I want to know, producer, come to the front. We need to see your face because I don't believe it. I call BS. So Candace talks about, looking up to Robin and trusting her the most out of everybody. And I'm like, looking up to what? Looking up to fakeness, looking up to foreclosure, looking up to bad finances, bad parenting, looking up to having a roommate that you call fiance. What? Like, I ain't even trying to tear nobody down that got bad finances, but come on, what are you looking up to? You celebrating your accomplishments, and Robin has nothing going on, really, outside of reasonably shady, period, and her hats. She also said that, her menstrual is late, and her and Chris are really excited. So that was good to see because I know when the moment actually does happen for them, they're going to be really happy about it. So then we see Karen's friend and former assistant. I think his name was Matt, because like I told y'all before, I took a break from watching Real Housewives of Potomac. So he must have, stepped on the scene while back when I wasn't watching. But Karen is doing a live show. What about? I have no idea. First of all, you had a spinoff show that everybody said was a snooze fest, and nobody was really even watching. I know I wasn't watching it. I'm not watching it, and I do not want to see Karen live. I don't even like when she has scenes alone because it's boring. So while she's sitting there talking to him, her wig was sliding back a little bit. I just wanted her to like pull it down, just a little bit, just shift it down. I ain't saying that because I got a new wig on. I'm just saying, I just want her to just tug it a little bit. So the producers asked Karen where she got the idea from, And they flash back to Giselle telling her that her and Robin are going to do a live podcast for Reasonably Shady. She gonna say she got it from her friend Wendy Williams. When was y'all friends? Like, when did this come about? We ain't seen not near picture or nothing of these two together. The only Real Housewives cast member I can think of that Wendy was hanging with for a limited time was Nene Leakes. But Scotty by Nature said on his review that Monique is the one who did it first. So apparently it's already been done. Matt starts rambling off a bunch of ideas for the live. He's like, it's Pride Month. We can incorporate that. You can have some sequence on it, have your Diana Ross moment. It's going to be Karen and Friends. And it was too much. Like, it was a little too heavy with all the ideas. So then Karen mentioned the Green Eye Bandits are doing it as well. So, you know, people going to think that she stole the idea because that's what it's looking like. And he like, okay, but I mean, they're not interested now. Well, Matt, when you write, you write. I mean, when you write, you write. It's not going to be interesting. So there's that. But is Karen going to be more interesting? That's for y'all to decide. I don't want to see neither one, truthfully. So Eddie picks up Wendy from the airport with flowers in tow and opens her door like a true gentleman. And I love seeing them together. I really, really do. So Wendy was a speaker at the University of Chicago. She was a guest speaker. And she keeps calling it Chicago. And he like, why are you saying it this way? Like chicken, like Chick-fil-A. And she like, how are you supposed to say it? And he's like, Chicago. 4 degrees, but can't say Chicago or Chi-Town. And she's like, oh, you know, I'm talking like I'm in a mob. He's like, you are not a mobster. Cut it out. You just have a hard time saying Chicago. Then in her confessional, she said it right and turned back around and said it wrong. Like, girl, you disrespecting the whole city. So Wendy's talking about her busy schedules, her birthday coming up. She got this going on and that going on and this, that, and this and she has to get her kidney stones removed. So Eddie was like, look, you need to prioritize your health first. Health is wealth. You can't do nothing if you're not healthy. Birthday plans ain't gonna matter. None of that's gonna matter if you're not healthy. So you need to focus on that first. I'm so glad she dropped the Nigerian lounge restaurant idea. That didn't need to happen. So Robin and Candace finally meet up. They've been missing each other clearly at a bar. And they sitting at the bar. I hate sitting at the bar. Is it just me? I do not like sitting at the bar. Like, sit me at a booth. Sit me at a table, which I prefer a booth, but I'll take a table. Don't sit me at the bar. It was midday. Nobody was in there. It was empty. Like, all this available seating and you want me at the bar? But okay. So Robin is visibly shaken. She's sad. She's upset. And she tells us her long-term hairdresser, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave my thoughts alone. Her long-term hairdresser / friend lost her sister and brother-in-law in a tragic car accident. And my condolences. Like, I was actually teary-eyed when she said it because that is so tough. I'm wondering if they have children. Like, so many questions. It's very sad. And I was at church and I kept hearing about people passing away from car accidents. So, you know, we take for granted just leaving the house and coming back home is an underrated blessing. But my condolences to the family. Like, take each day that you leave the house and make it back safely. Like, be grateful for it because you just never know. So, I say that to say this, I still don't like Robin. Like, y'all try to give us like this heartfelt moment, I guess, for us to have some sympathy or feel, you know, like Robin's being personable. We don't like her. It's really nothing going on that can make us like Robin at all. So Robin says that she viewed Candace as a little sister. But if you did, you wouldn't have did what you did. Like, you wouldn't have put her on blast for a storyline. Especially the way you chopped and screwed and took bits and pieces from that live, just a small clip, and twisted it and flipped it into something more than what it was. You wouldn't have did that. And Candace gives a good cry. And she like, you know, you're the only one I saw that way. You're the only one I viewed the same. What is Wendy to you, Candace? Because it's about the second time you done left Wendy out of it. Like, what? You view Robin as a sister since when? I don't even really see them hanging together. Robin's only true friend is Giselle. That's it. That's all. The rest of y'all are co-workers. So Candace starts giving a good cry. She's talking about she understands how Robin feels. I understand that Robin's sad in this moment, but I'm not about to take accountability and responsibility for something. I didn't do nothing wrong. The streets are talking, and they saying in that live, Candace did exclude Robin out of what she was saying about the other ladies, and she talked about supporting her business and all that. So I'm not about to apologize. No, I don't understand how you feel, and I'm not apologizing when I didn't do nothing wrong. And if you're my friend, you want to understand that. So I'm just like, okay, why is everybody apologizing to Robin? Like, this was a heavy apologetic episode to Robin, and I ain't like it. Why? If you want to say something, stand on it. So then we see Mia and Gordon, and they lying about opening the joint location. Allegedly, they said this day last time having a grand opening, because we know they ain't got nothing to do with the joint for real. But okay. So Mia was saying that she's happy that they're opening a location in DC. She wants to have affordable chiropractors in the area because she's from DC. I thought she said she grew up in Florida. That's what I thought she said. Like, if you were born in DC and you grew up like your entire life in Florida, you from Florida. But okay. So after she's talking about, her business and all that, can we just please get to the part where we find out that they was lying? Can we please? So we see Mia's cousin slash assistant Kelly, who really resembles Kelly Rowland to me. And then the producers ask, like, how is this chiropractor location being funded? She gives a bunch of fluff and lies in my book. And then we see Karen and Jacqueline, and Karen's like, I'm a real friend. I'm going to show up. That's what I do. They say, you wasn't always a great friend, Karen, but that's what they say. So then Karen asked Mia about her mom, but she could tell Mia didn't really want to talk about her mom. So she's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, this is your day. We don't have to discuss her. And I did appreciate that. I definitely appreciated that. So Ashley visited her uncle and her aunt, and we know when she visits her uncle gonna give her the real every time. He's gonna make it known that he don't like Michael each and every time. And she said Michael came back from Vegas and he wanted to keep their oldest son. And she like, okay, but wait till we come back. We already got plans. That was very inconsiderate. You don't just come back and just like disrupt what we got going on. But that is one traveling mofo. Like, he been traveling to every city, state, country, all over the place. He been on cruises, trains, buses, all season long. Like, just say he don't want to film. And side note, she looked more like the aunt who's married into the family than her uncle. They all look alike. I can't tell who's related by blood and who. Anyway, so then she was saying they've been arguing real bad, her and Michael in front of the kids, to the point that their oldest son was like, stop fighting. And then she like, yeah, it's just not a good time to move out. Like, it's not a good idea to move out. You just said y'all arguing to the point where it's getting toxic in front of the children and it's not a good idea to move out. Yeah, it's getting toxic. Like, y'all getting divorced. What you thought it was going to be? She just like, I'm afraid to do it on my own, raise 2 kids on my own. Listen, she ain't the first, last, or the only one to do it. Now, mind you, she got nannies and everything else. Like, even I do it. And yeah, it is hard. It's tough. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. Very ghetto. But she seems like she's doing it by herself anyway, even with him there. So if you're doing it by yourself when he's there, it's not going to be that drastic of a difference when he's not there. It's really not. She just don't want to leave that bag alone. She don't want him being alone. She don't want somebody else getting to the money, and she's financially dependent on him. That's what she's scared about. She might have to actually start working to get her own money. But I mean, I don't know. This storyline, I feel like at least she should have stuck to it a little bit longer to get the house she wanted. I know she don't really want to divorce that man, but you ain't getting out that condo if you don't move out. So we see Candace. She picks up Mama Dorothy, and she tells her she may be pregnant. And her mom was like, okay, well, y'all can finally stop cussing now. And she like, no, our kids just gonna know not to say it. And do y'all cuss in front of y'all kids? Like, I'm guilty a little bit. Like, you not going to stop me from talking how I want to talk in my own house. You just ain't going to do it. Like, I understand. Now, I will say this. You can teach your kids not to cuss. They probably won't do it in front of you. But by the time they get to school, child, they're going to be They would be sounding like grown adults up in the building. So let me know what y'all do. I didn't even start doing it till I got to about middle school, which may not be the best example, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can try to censor and all these things all you want. They're gonna end up doing it. Like, yeah, you shouldn't be encouraging it, but it can still happen. So Giselle's twins turned 16. A sweet 16 party has arrived. Giselle said that both girls were 8 pounds each. Yikes. Whew. My son was premature, so he was only 2 pounds. So he was very light. And my daughter was 6 pounds. And that felt like a lot. Like a one baby, 6 pounds felt like so much. Two babies at one time, 8 pounds each. Whew, Lord, I don't know if my body would have ever recovered. So Giselle has a separate room for her and her friends. The adults are going to be in one room because you know the teens, they don't want to be mixed in with y'all. And her daughters are beautiful. Like, I feel like the only thing she really did right was have them girls. She's hyped because Jamal show up. So I'm like, this is my baby daddy. I need y'all to stop. Like, unless he really is a baby daddy, like you acting like a baby daddy. Like, if he's a really good father, then this is the father of my children. Please. But she, I could tell she still loved that man. She still loved that man. But she's such a proud mama, and just like teenage girls, they looking like they was embarrassed by her. But she loved her girls, and that's the only time I even like seeing her is when she's talking about her girls. So it's Candace's turn to celebrate. It's her graduation party. And they outside getting everything set up for the party. And there's a snake in the grass. And Miss Dorothy said, Candace, I thought Giselle wasn't coming. But there she is. Like, there she go over there. Miss Dorothy quick with it. Like, she real quick with it. That was on point. So, especially like, I'm sure Mama Dorothy know that Giselle and Chris beefing. So even though she don't see it for Chris, she got her son-in-law's back when it comes to Giselle. So Candace's friend arrives and she says, sorry, I'm always on time. Because of course it wasn't ready when she got there. If you come to an ethnic function on time, you're going to be part of the setup crew. You're going to be helping to set up because we know these functions don't start on time. So Chris was like, oh, so am I. But Candace says it's because I'm white. And that was funny. And I'm sure she absolutely said that. But the friend was like, oh, I thought she wasn't ready. Like, I mean, you wasn't dressed. Child, he kept on that rugged t-shirt and them sweatpants on the whole party. Like, he did not change, not even his t-shirt. He said, take me as I am. You in my house. So Candace, she comes down. And then Robin arrives looking like she just came from Target, looking like she forgot that the cameras were going to be rolling, and that they were going to be filming today. She just, every time, it's like she forgot that they're filming. Wendy arrives, and she like, okay, 2 degrees. And she says in her confessional, like, it's not 4, but it's 2. It's 2. It would only be right for her to say she got 4 degrees in that moment. It wouldn't have been right no other way. So Cherie's born self arrives. I forgot she was there. Like, we didn't need her. I didn't miss her all episode. So Candace said she took a pregnancy test. It was negative, and they're going to keep going with, freezing the eggs and all that. And I just want them to keep trying naturally. Like, Candace is still young. Like, unless a doctor or somebody told you that you can't do it, I say, yes, freeze the eggs if that's what you want to do, but keep trying naturally as well. It will happen at the right time when God says it's going to happen. We see the food, and the food that Chris cooked looked amazing. I mean, he can most definitely cook. And while they're sitting there eating, Karen asks Robin about her wedding plans. Why do we keep asking about these wedding plans? I almost forgot she was engaged, but y'all keep on bringing up these wedding plans. That's never going to happen. She's tired of y'all putting her on the spot. I'm feeling like the producers are making people ask her about this. And she like, oh, it's going to be real small, real intimate, just the 4 of us. Now, we know if Robin ever actually planned a wedding, Bravo would probably foot the bill just to catch it on camera because it ain't gonna happen. She just pretending like, oh yeah, we're just gonna elope. It don't take that much planning to elope. Go to Vegas, go to the courthouse. Like, I know they have places where you can elope and have a ceremony. It don't take that much thought or effort. But she's still dragging this on and talking about just even your mama and your daddy not gonna be there. Really? Okay. So Karen was in her confessional like she need to come clean. If y'all just want to keep shacking, like just say that. Like I would mind my business, but you making it my business because you keep lying, and that's how we all feel, Karen. Honey, just say we roommates until the boys grow up. It's okay. It's fine. So Wendy comes over and she's talking to Robin and she mentions that she misses their friendship. They were enemies longer than they were friends. Like, miss what? The friendship was very short lived. So Robin feels a way that Wendy, she apologized in the club quietly and privately, but she should have did it in front of the whole group. Why should she have done it in front of the whole group? Why? Honey, if that wasn't good enough, then you ain't getting an apology out of me. She didn't deserve it the first time. So everybody's kissing Robin's behind, and I don't like it. Robin's the leader, and Robin's the follower. She follows behind Giselle, and y'all following behind the follower. You gonna follow behind the follower? Like, does Robin stamp your check? What's going on? So Wendy apologizes again, and I really lost a little bit of respect for Wendy and Candace this episode. Like, we was really riding hard for Wendy, but she apologized not once but twice to the one of the women who tried to ice you out, make you lose your check, and recorded you like you were the villain and not the victim when somebody threw a drink in your face and hit you with a purse. But okay. So Robin gives a forced apology. And then we see Candace in the kitchen. She taking accountability for what she said about Karen. Karen forgive her. She like, look, you owned up to it, so you all good with me. Like, it's fine. I ain't tripping off of it. And she asked if Ashley was talking about her too. And Ashley most definitely was talking about her as well. So I can't wait to see that come up at the reunion. Then we see Ray, and he's trying to convince Chris to apologize to Giselle for, just not for actually doing anything, but just for how she felt. And no, she made this whole, she ain't even talking about it. She ain't even like mentioning it no more. You sat up there and you did this to this man for a storyline. And he like, apologize for what? I'm not apologizing for nothing. Unlike his wife and unlike Wendy, he's standing 10 toes down on it. Like, and I appreciate that. No, he should not apologize. He didn't do anything wrong. She should apologize to him for even doing this. She didn't have a problem with him until now because she needed a storyline. So he hot. Like, Candace is giving her speech. She's talking about black girl magic and all this stuff. And I'm just wondering, like, how does his family feel every time she mentions that? She mentions something about her pro-blackness every episode. But he's so hot, he don't even care about her speech. Like, he not even noticing that she's giving a speech. Like, he tired of all the people around. He going outside with his rugged t-shirt on. And he's furious. Like, no, he's not apologizing. And he shouldn't. I think Giselle owes him an apology. And that's where the episode ends. It wasn't much, but after Miami, I can appreciate, a filler episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.